So we got Robert Fleischman here on the phone, and what you been doing in your career of music these days?
Wow. Actually, finishing up recording my new band, The Sky, and going to do some vocals tomorrow and some guitar, and then I should be done, and then I'm going to Los Angeles to mix the record, and then I have some management people who are going to shop the album, and then hopefully I'll have it out by the fall.
Well, that's
on
good.
Some sort of label, and I'm gonna probably do some shows with Journey. Open up for Journey. Do some shows like next year. Should be coming pretty soon, a couple of months, you know.
Robert, who's the members on this album that you're playing with?
On drums, I have Andre LaBelle, who's a friend of mine for years. We worked together on Vinnie Vincent's project, and that's how we met. And I have Steve Barber, bass player and recording engineer and producer, also here in Richmond, Virginia, and we've been working together recording, actually, so it's kind of neat to be in a band with a bass player in the band that has recording skills in a studio. So we've done a lot of overdubbing and stuff like that there, so it's been really cool doing that. And I have a guy named Steve Lajani who plays rhythm guitar, and a guy named Braid Cole playing lead guitar, and then myself writing songs and singing. That's basically it.
Where you guys record this album?
We recorded at a place called Rain Dog Studios. It's a studio that was once a big barn, and then the guy refurbished it and made it into a studio. And it's really great. It's a really nice big barn, and it's really cool. And we worked there, did all the basic tracks there, and then after that we went to another place called Sound of Music, which I really liked a lot, because it had the same configuration of EMI Studios at Abbey Road, where the Beatles recorded.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of neat, same kind of structure of the recording studio, especially it's just set up just really cool. I loved it.
It's cool, and that's all we have good to say.
Yeah, I loved it. It was great. Great drum sound out there.
You composed some songs with Journey throughout your career?
Yeah. The obvious one is, I wrote Wheel in the Sky, and I wrote Anytime, and I wrote Winds of March, and I wrote some other ones, All For You, which is on a compilation album, I guess, or the box. There's a Journey box set, so it's on there. And, I toured with them for quite some time, for, not a long time, but did some dates with them for about a year. And actually got to play in Canada in Toronto with opening up for Emerson, Lake and Palmer at one time, and in I think British Columbia.
Now with Journey, you've only composed, or you actually played on stage with them?
I played on stage with them. Yeah, we did about, I guess, maybe like 6 months out on the road.
Okay.
I think. Actually, you can see stuff on YouTube. You can go to YouTube and see all that stuff if you want to.
And what years were you playing with Journey?
78, I think, 77, 78.
You were the frontman of Journey in 1978?
Yeah.
How awesome is that?
Well, at that time, it was really nice, because it was good to be in a band where it was really professional, and it was just a really great experience to be in a situation like that. It wasn't like a real rough ride. It was pretty smooth, and I really appreciated it. It gave me a good idea on how things should be when you have a band. They are very business-oriented. And
for Journey, do you say that there's pro shot footage with you, or is this amateur camera footage?
There's Well, there was some guy that was on the stage. We were playing in Hawaii, a Diamond Head Festival. So there was a guy on the stage with camera,
Oh, that is quite interesting. I'll have to look for that Robert Fleischman with Journey footage. That should be
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah. There's I think there's about 3 songs on there,
That's awesome.
and then there's a lot of other stuff on there with the sky. We played quite a couple of places before we went in the studio and started recording, but we're looking forward to playing again. Absolutely.
So you've been playing with Andre LaBelle for quite a bit of time, since Vinnie Vincent, since the Euphoria Vinnie Vincent album, I do believe.
I have no idea about those Vinnie Vincent albums and the titles. They all seem to change and whatever. I have no idea. I really don't really keep up too much with that.
But you've been playing with Andre for quite a bit of time then.
Yeah, I've been playing with Andre for about 1.5 years now. Yeah, I lived in Los Angeles, and after I received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame with Journey, we played. Journey played at the House of Blues in Los Angeles, and I went on stage and sang. We did Wheel in the Sky. So after that, I just really kind of got the bug in playing again, and I got a phone call from Andre, and he said. We were just talking, and I told him that I really felt like playing again. He said he could put a band together, a great band. And so he did put a band together, and everyone flew out everyone to Las Vegas, and we went out there and rehearsed for about a week, and had a good time. And after that, everybody had to go back home to their all different places, and I was in Los Angeles, and the rest of the band was here in Virginia. And so after about 3 months of kind of like ping-ponging on the telephone, I decided that I was going to pick up my whole family and get rid of the house and move to Virginia to put this band together. And came out here and started writing a whole new batch of songs, real live-oriented songs, just really designed for live performance, and put together about 20 songs and recorded about 12 of them. Mm-hmm. And just plowing away. And now we're almost done with all the recording, and we'll go to Los Angeles, like I said earlier, and mix it and then get it out there. It's a project I've ever done, and I love this band. I mean, everybody in the band's really great. Mm-hmm. And I'm just so happy to be in a band that there's no drama and weirdness going on, So that makes it a lot more pleasant. What do you think
of recording today compared to back in the old days, or the early days of recording?
Recording today in the old days,
or the days of analog tape, I should say.
Yeah, I think. Well, I like the I like recording in the digitally, because you can cut and paste a lot of things, and it saves a lot of it makes work go faster. And a long time ago, if you wanted to, let's say you did a chorus section on the second the second chorus of the song, and the first chorus of the song was good, but the second chorus on the song just kind of really had a magic to it. Well, now you can just take that second chorus and put it and make it as the first and the second chorus. Now, back then you'd have to re-record the the thing, cut a piece of it out, put it in, and edit it in, and it's just real time consuming and a lot of room to make mistakes. So I kind of enjoy that in that sense, but I do go back and forth in recording, in analog and digital, and they both have their great moments.
Let's go back. When you recorded, Vinnie Vincent's self-titled album, you recall the studio session of that at all? How it went, the process?
Yeah. Process was usually Vinnie would usually just work on the track, get all the music down, then I would come in, and he would give me a sense of the melody. He'd give me the lyrics. I'd kind of look over everything. Then we would just kind of like, run the tape, and I'd fool around with it for a while until it kind of gelled. And basically, it was pretty much on my side. It was a lot of improvisation, sort of just flying off the cuff. And sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. But it was a good experience in the sense that I didn't have a lot of pressure on me like Vinnie has, like stories of Vinnie with other musicians or whatever. He was pretty generous to me, and he was very nice. He did have weird moments, but
but the album got finished eventually.
Yeah, it was. It got finished, and eventually is right. But it took a long time to get a lot of stuff done because Vinnie had this vision, but he had a hard time explaining it. So it kind of it was very time consuming.
When's the last time you listened to that album yourself?
I don't know. I think I went to I believe Capitol Records. I think Capitol Records bought the first album and then they remastered it. Is that true?
I think so, but time passes so quick. I don't remember now.
Yeah, because I remember having a meeting with some people at Capitol Records, have a lunch with them, and they wanted to know if I'd be interested in participating in doing interviews and stuff like that on the project. And then they sent me a copy of it, and I heard it, and it sounded a lot better than the original. A lot more bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And but that was quite a few years ago. But sometimes I'll hear it on the radio once in a while.
And when's the last time you ever seen Vinnie Vincent?
Oh, I haven't seen Vinnie in years. Probably 20, maybe like 18 years or something like that.
Wow.
And I don't think anybody, And then the next time I ever heard anything about him was about that tragic situation with his wife. And then I heard about his kids. And, but, nothing. But, I hope he's okay. I heard he's living in Nashville or something like that, or Memphis.
Vinnie Vincent, how great of a guitar player was he in the studio?
He was a great guitar player. He was great. I played with him live. He had a band with this guy named Hirsch.
Hirsch.
And, some guy named Hirsch or something like that. I think there was a band called New England or something.
Okay.
He had something he played with these guys, and they were in Hollywood, and they were at SIR studios, rehearsal studios. And I went down one night and played with him, and he kept breaking strings. It just in between, every song seemed like he just broke a string. So I was kind of very hesitant about that. But we had kind of a, okay relationship. Vinnie heard about me through some songwriter that used to write for Linda Ronstadt and a bunch of people.
Mm-hmm.
And he was writing with this guy, and a guy named Adam, I think his name was. But he got my number from this guy, and he came over to my house, and he played me some stuff, and I thought it was pretty wild. And then we did some work at my house in my studio that I had, and we did some demos and wrote with him. What's that name of that song? What's the first song on the second side of that?
Do you want to make love?
Yeah, Do You Want to Make Love? I wrote that with him at my house. Yeah, that's the one. so I basically wrote the lyrics on that one. And then I think we did Invasion, I think. And then we put together Boys Are Gonna Rock and stuff like that there.
And when you laid down the song, Do You Want to Make Love, was it with a guitar that he had in his hands, or, you know, an acoustic?
It was, we did electric.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I had a rock man at that time. We plugged it into that. And we did the demos that way. It's kind of funny because I'd go to the studio and he would have like this vocal booth all set up with Playmate centerfolds completely wallpapered in the room. So he thought that I would like that, you know.
So Vinnie Vincent had that all made just for you?
Yeah, he had that all made for me. I guess he must have ripped out his Playboy magazine collection and wallpapered the whole room for me with that.
Like that there'd be no room for the lyrics.
I don't know. Just nipples.
Yes. That's interesting, you know, and, you know, a lot of people probably don't know that. So the vocal booth was plastered with, you know, naked pictures of women. And did that make the album better? Did it actually work?
I don't think so. Take a lot more than paper to get me going.
But at least, like, we know the album got done.
Yeah, life was, it was done. And then after that, you know, the whole thing with Mark Slaughter lip syncing to my voice on Boys Are Gonna Rock. Did you know that?
Yeah, I do know that actually, and because he's in the video. That's why it's all so confusing, all this stuff.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
But,
because it's your voice, his face.
I know. I wonder if anybody's ever asked him a question of that.
You mean like to Mark, how was it recording Vinnie Vincent's first album?
Yeah.
Was it hard to see Mark Slaughter singing the songs you sang?
It wasn't hard. It was just, I couldn't believe it. I mean, it was just unbelievable that someone would actually do that. You know, like, well, you want to sell your soul? Okay, I'll do that. So, what some people will do for 15 minutes of fame.
But going back to 2010, you're going to be touring anytime soon with, you know, Journey and all them, and your new group,
yeah,
and your album's going to be coming out.
And the Sky is the band that I'm currently involved in, and just I'm really happy, and I think everybody's going to really dig it. Very song-oriented, real lot of great edgy tempo music, and just great hooks, and it's the best stuff I've ever done.
You're on the internet also. Now you have a website. Do you promote this often, and fans get to talk to you and all this stuff, interact?
Not really, and I feel kind of shamed because that particular website I have not done a thing with it.
Okay.
And I had a guy running it for me, and then I kind of lost contact with him. So I don't know all the codes and everything to get into my own website. I'm going to have to get somebody to sort of try to crack it for me, and you know, and then get it up to date. But most of the stuff that a lot of people get a hold of me through, you know, like Facebook, or get a hold of me through YouTube, because there's, you know, people write comments or write notes to me, and I'm pretty good at answering them. So, you know, people want to do that, then they're more than welcome to.
So you must like the tool of Facebook and all that because it gets you to that whole public.
Well, Facebook and MySpace and Twitter, I guess, all those things, those social networks, they're a good tool for bands, you know? I mean, it's a good way to keep people visible.
Mm-hmm.
You know, fans that knew you from whatever time, and they just wanted to say hello and say
Mm-hmm.
throw out nice words, and it's really great. And then you get to speak to them, and then you let them know what you're doing currently, and then they're hopefully they're interested and they'll come want to see it or buy the record or download or whatever that it may be.
Mm.
But I think it's really good. I mean, it's sort of reinvented a lot of people in a sense. All these social networks on the internet. I did a record not too about a couple, 2 years ago, called "Look at the Dream,"
Mm-hmm.
and that one I did in the studio, all pretty much by myself. It's real song oriented, not a real live sound, more of a real clinical kind of sound, but it's really good. And through that, I got a lot of mileage out of doing the internet and doing MySpace and all that with the record, and people buying records and stuff like that. So it's a good thing, and I'm quite sure you enjoy it too.
I really enjoy it. There's no complaints with it. I get to promote my stuff I do, and great interviews like this get on the World Wide Web.
That is a good way to spread the word, and hopefully everything will go great, and we'll continue on doing this unless the government comes and throws the kill switch on us. But I hope those days don't come.
Robert, it's been a real pleasure talking to you finally.
Well, I know it's been quite a tag ping-ponging here on the phone, so yeah, terrific.
That only means one thing. You're a busy person. Isn't that usually good when you're busy?
Well, yeah. I'm either recording or, taking care of my kids or painting or writing.
Well, you're a busy person, and that's a good thing to have in life.
Yeah, I love it. It's great.
Well, Robert, real pleasure again, and thank you for taking the time.
All right. Well, thank you, Jason. You be good.
You too.